What up, I'm Martin Sosa. Today on Peak Your Mind, we're doing some hump day Q&A talking about how do you overcome an inferiority complex, the feeling of not feeling good enough. And I think this is something we can all relate to because we've all been there. We've all felt not good enough, but we don't feel like we measure up. And it just kills me because this is something that I struggled with for a long time, especially growing up. And it still pops up every once in a while, but especially when I see it in the comments, when people comment and write in, and you can tell they don't see their own self-worth and their own self-value. So I just want to share a few tips with you on what helped me and how to overcome the feeling of being inferior, the feeling of an inferiority complex or whatever. So the first thing is really recognizing your true self, right? And that's what I love talking about on Peak Your Mind, because when you start to live from your true self, life just flows better, and all of a sudden you don't have as much dissonance and you're not as limited because you're not fighting with the self-image that conflicts with your true self. So step one is really align your true self with your self-image. And how you define your self-image is really just, as we grow up, we all develop these beliefs and we all develop this self-image and this personality that we put out to the world in a way, you know? And that is developed from what we experience and what we're taught and what our parents, you know, tell us and all that kind of stuff that develop what we think that we're capable of, how we see ourselves, our identity essentially, right? But in a lot of ways, it can be really limiting, and it can and we can see ourselves as either not good enough or not deserving, either because what we've done in the past or just because we haven't measured up before, and that in a lot of ways, like, that's getting in your own way, and it causes like self-sabotage or whatever. But when you can align it with your true self, all of a sudden you can see your own self-worth. And so that's what we want to get to. And the way that your self-image is developed in the first place is just telling yourself stuff over and over again. When we tell ourselves, oh, I'm not good enough, oh, you know, I suck at this, I suck at that, whatever, your brain's listening, and it's almost like building your self-image, or it's reinforcing it. So in order to transform that self-image and align it with your true self, you gotta start telling yourself the truth. You gotta start telling yourself, I am worthy, I am deserving, I am whole, I am strong, I am powerful, I am creative, I am worthy of unconditional love. Those things you wanna tell yourself over and over again. And a simple practice, we talked about it before, the mirror exercise. You can go to the mirror and just tell yourself, look in your eyes and tell yourself that over and over again, and you start to believe it. And when you start to believe it, you start to value yourself and you start to see your own self-worth, and all of a sudden you don't have a need to compare yourself. And in a lot of ways, we compare ourselves in two ways, and that comparison process is what causes that inferiority. We see people up here, we see ourselves down here, oh, I'm not good enough, whatever, and so we don't feel good enough, right? So when you can eliminate that process completely and just see your own self-worth through conditioning your mind and reprogramming yourself through that mirror exercise, through telling yourself the truth, all of a sudden your worth it's internal and it's not dependent on other people. In the same way, you know, people who don't feel good enough, people who do feel inferior, have that need to tear other people down so they can feel better about themselves, right? There's like, the quote is, there's two ways to build the tallest building. You can either build the tallest building or you can tear other people's down. In a lot of ways, hate is gonna hate. You know, they tear other people down because they want to feel good about themselves. But that's what I really want to recommend. That's the tip that helped me, is you can eliminate that comparison process, but it's really about seeing your own self-worth. And the truth that I know and the truth that I want to give to you right now that just helps me to remember that is that every single person is unique. And there's ways that other people are better at stuff than I am. There's things that I'm better at than other people, but you're unique. You have unique gifts, talents, experiences of life. You're a unique expression of life. And when you can see that, when you feel that sense of worthiness, all of a sudden you're not going to feel inferior anymore, because you just know, you just are. You're not better or worse, you just are. And you can continue to improve and grow as you're here and while you're on the path, you know? So that's what I want to share with you. Do it. Practice that exercise. If you don't feel like you're good enough, if you don't feel like you're worthy, tell yourself over and over, I am more than enough. I am worthy, I am deserving, you know, I am capable. All that stuff over and over again. Put a little practice into it. Just take 10 minutes out of your day, 5 minutes out of your day to tell yourself, I am worthy. I do this, honestly, I do this in the morning when I'm on my way to work, when I'm on my way to school, driving. That's what I tell myself. I am whole, I am strong, I am powerful, I am worthy, I am creative, I am deserving. Over and over again. And I know I start to believe it because I can feel the difference. And I want you to feel the difference. So that is today's Hump Day Q&A. I hope that helped you out. If you are feeling this, or if you do have any other questions, comment below. Let me know what's going on. I love you guys. Hope you're having an awesome week. Hope that's helpful. Talk to you later. Peace.